I saw Dune Part 2 in IMAX over the weekend, and I'm going to give you my thoughts right now. Before we get into it, if you're new here, please hit that like and subscribe button. It really helps out the channel. And if you enjoy this content, I greatly appreciate it. Thank you so much. But let me tell you that this is a non-spoiler review of Dune Part 2. I don't want to spoil anything since it just came out. So a little bit about the setup right before I get into my review. Obviously, you have Paul, and he's in the desert, left in the desert right after Part 1 with his mom, and they're learning the Fremen ways, which are the natives of the planet Arrakis. Basically, it's a revenge tale. It's basically what it is, and that's all I'm going to give you. This film is a straight masterpiece. This is one of the biggest films in terms of scope and visual effects and a visual triumph I've ever seen put to screen. The VFX are incredible, probably some of the best VFX ever put to screen. I would say that and James Cameron's Avatar are these are the two best VFX films probably ever created. Obviously you can see here, I mean, this is just an example, like that is a lot going on. There are the three worms, and I don't want to spoil anything, but man, the sound design is incredible. This movie is wild, guys. This movie is wild. This movie was directed and co-wrote by Denis Villeneuve, who also directed Blade Runner 2049, Arrival, and Prisoners. If you haven't seen those movies from him, you should definitely check those out. Now I'm going to go through and just kind of list off a couple things that I really enjoyed about the film. Seeing Paul's arc go from the beginning of Dune Part 1 to where he ends up in this film is truly incredible. It's amazing to, in just two films, how much a character can change, right? For me personally, I'm a big fan of character arcs when one character begins one way and ends up another way, either in a small way or a big way. And Paul changes here in a very big way. So this is a big sci-fi epic. And if you are into thought-provoking science fiction that makes you think and kind of reflects the world back at you, then this film is definitely right up your alley. While there's a lot of questions left unanswered in this film too, it has a lot of setup for Dune Part 3 or Dune Messiah, whatever they choose to title it in the future. There's a lot more to be explored here, so they're not giving away all their cards, which I appreciate. But I can understand that if you are coming from somewhere that you don't know the books and you haven't read the books and you don't know the lore, it can be a little confusing. I know I've had a couple friends who have seen the movie and they've had to reach out to me and ask me a bunch of questions, and then I've had to answer their questions. A couple standouts here are obviously Lady Jessica, played by Rebecca Ferguson, and Fade Rotha, played by Austin Butler. Those two, man, I think they steal the show. Also, Javier Bardem as Stilgar is incredible and is the comic relief. There is comic relief in this, guys. It's not all serious tone and you know, a war movie. This is a big war movie, but Javier Bardem is actually quite funny and actually has a lot of really good one-liners. For me, aside from Denis Villeneuve, the MVP here is Greg Fraser. It's incredible to me how you can take these intimate moments and then these big sprawling landscape shots of the desert, and you make this all of this is entertaining. There's not one boring part in this movie. The framing is incredible because you're able to, he mixes these long telephoto close-up shots where you're very intimate with these characters, right? There's not a ton of dialogue in the movie, right? It's all about emotion. It's all about the actors' faces, which is what movies are all about, right? That's the beauty of film and filmmaking and the medium of movies is you're able to be this, you know, you're able to be here, you know, like here in this frame. You know, where with theater, you're farther back and you can't really see expressions of the face where, you know, you have to emote and you have to move your body a lot. But with film, they really take advantage of that here where you are in there. You feel like you are on Arrakis, right? The ability for the sound design and the cinematographer and Denis Villeneuve to craft this world, and you believe it. You're like, all right, we're on Arrakis, like, let's go. you know, and there are a couple big scenes here. I don't really want to spoil it, but you feel like you've lived it. And the movie is 2 hours and 45 minutes long, which could be long to some people, but I think it flies by. I really think this is a spectacular movie. This is cinematic history, in my opinion, what they've pulled off here. It is ridiculous, the scope and what they were able to achieve. It's truly mind-blowing. Guys, this movie deserves to be seen in IMAX. It deserves to be seen by your eyeballs. This is such an important film in cinematic history. So if you care about supporting film and filmmakers, this is a movie that you got to go see, because they don't make movies like this anymore, or very, very rarely do you actually get an IP that is made with love and care and has this cast, right? This is a huge cast. And I definitely think that you should go see it, and I don't think you're going to regret it. You may have some questions, but that's okay. It's okay if things don't answer every single question, right? Because if you want to know, then you go read the book. You should let this movie wash over you. And if you have questions coming out of it, then that's great. That means that the filmmakers did their job, right? They got you interested, they got you hooked, and you're asking questions. You want to know more about the world. You want to know more about what the filmmaker has presented you, that they will obviously answer, right, in part 3. Hopefully they make part 3. But anyways, this will be the review, guys. Thank you so much. If you would like to see more reviews, you can check out our latest one, which we did on Blade 1998. And yeah, have fun watching that, guys. I greatly appreciate it. I will catch you again. I will review Dune, the miniseries, and I will review Children of Dune, the miniseries as well, when I get that all finished. Thank you guys for stopping by, and we'll see you in the next review. Thank you.